Hello, how's it going? This is Jonathan with Salt Lake Valley Chevrolet, and today what we have here is the 2020 Chevy Suburban LT half-ton with the 5.3 liter engine. As you can see over here, we've got a Summit white color going on in the exterior, and I'm just gonna kind of just give you the gist of what this vehicle has to offer. So for starters, most of our 2020 vehicles come with the keyless ignition, and so most of the fobs will come out looking like this. If it wants to focus, so sorry about that. So you have a few options. So one of the most awesome features about this is if you lock the vehicle, got to make sure that horn honks. You hold this button in the center for about 3 seconds. You can do this in the comfort of your own home, wherever, as long as you're not inside the vehicle. Oh. And it'll automatically turn on. So that's a pretty awesome feature. I'm just gonna go over to the side to show you what it has. It already has what are they called? Side steps. Those are already installed into the vehicle, so that's a pretty cool feature. As you look by, this is just what it has to offer. So now one of the really cool things that we have to offer on this, you have two options to open the trunk. You can always press it or manually open it, but this one's super convenient in the event you got groceries, your hands are tied. You don't have to open that bad boy, you can just use the control. So with these, you do have captain seats in the center, and then you got a third row over here. All these are remote controlled over here on this little panel over on your right side. So in the event that you need to put them back up, you can just hold onto this button, or the opposite button, sorry, and it'll bring these bad boys back up. But when you don't need this, but when you need the space, you can go ahead and do so and get all that you need. You need to move on, you need to move, whole bunch of groceries and so forth. So that's a pretty awesome feature that it has to offer over here. So you also have a button right here to close it. Just press on that, be a lot easier for you to do. You also on the key fob have a option to open the back glass, so that's a pretty cool thing. And then on the front and the back of the bumpers, you have 4 sensors. This is for your park assistance, lane assistance, etc. So that's a pretty cool feature. And like I said, it is keyless ignition, so you'll never need the keys in hand. You can just put them in your pocket, press on that, automatically unlocks. So I did turn the vehicle on through remote start. The engine is turned on, but for all the electrical components to work its magic, you gotta just press on the power button and then everything comes up on. So for starters, let me show you what this vehicle has to offer. Over here you have your drives. You can always go to 2-wheel drive, leave it on auto, a 4-wheel drive, move it over to demonstration mode. Sorry. You can always also move it to 4-wheel drive high, 4-wheel drive low. Just really depends on the climate, depends where you're going, where you're driving. That depends entirely on you. Over here you have your trailer park brake gain. So this minimizes and increases the gain whenever you use it. And whenever you press on this button, you got a little heads up display come up on your dash. More importantly, you look over here, you have your park assistance, your lane assistance, your traction control, and then this little button over here is just to move and retract your gas pedal. So whatever you find most convenient, it's always there to use and operate. So now we go over to the steering wheel. Over here, you have a few controls. So over here on your left, you have your controls for cruise control. You also have the ability for crash assistance. It's a weird little feature that we'd go more in depth with that. Over here you have your steering wheel. This gives you the ability to heat your steering wheel. It's not really necessary now, but come winter time it's gonna be really handy. Over here you have with this is just your speech control. Once you press on that bad boy, you'll be able to say a command via your Bluetooth device. You can make calls, switch over to music, or initiate GPS. So that's a pretty cool feature. Over here, these controls just control what's going on. gotta end it. Anyways, so with these controls, you can operate your instrument cluster, fuel economy, tire pressure, oil life, fuel range, etc. So that's a pretty cool thing to maneuver around. And then over here, as we panel out over here, this is your infotainment center. It is compatible for both Android and Apple devices. Once you get that configured, you have all sorts of things to work with. Did not mean to click on that. Over here, you know, you can here's where you can connect your devices. You can connect up to 10 devices. Over here's your GPS. It's already installed in the vehicle. If you have the equipment, you can always have a projection device enabled into that. Pretty awesome. You can even send texts and all that kind of stuff. So then over here, this is just the root controls for your infotainment center, and my favorite one. Press on that bad boy and open up this little secret compartment. And on top of that, you have a USB port. You can always put that back down. Over here, you have your AC temp control unit. It is pretty self-explanatory. Over here, you have your rear climate control. And then over to your left and to your right are for both of your passenger and driver seats. You have the ability to heat both units of your seat or the one on top. So that's a pretty awesome feature. You do have a cigarette lighter and 2 USB ports over here. Here you have your cup holder. This pretty spacious console. Glove box. It's got nice black leather seats. Over here we back up, and this is what we have to offer. Like I said, it does have the captain seats, so there's no bench seat in the middle, but there is one in the back. So moving on forward to this, before we come to a conclusion, we have a few controls over here. So with this is just for your lights. You know, you leave that off, you open the door, it's not going to come on. You leave it on, all the lights from the rear and the back, or the rear, will turn on. You leave it on door in the center, it's just the lights are only gonna turn on when you open the door. Pretty self-explanatory. Over here you have the ability to open your trunk, whether it's all the way, 3/4 of the way, or you leave it off. You always just turn it to the knob that you want it to, and then you press in the center and it'll open up automatically. Over here, this is something that you can try to get configured at the time you're choosing. So if you have a house and you have you got like a remote setted garage to open the door, you can manipulate it and somehow get these buttons to remotely open your garage from the comfort of your own vehicle. So that's a pretty awesome feature. But apart from that, that's all that the Chevy LT has to offer. If you have any other more questions, feel free to come on down here and I'll be able to give you go in depth with everything that this vehicle has to offer. So I'm Jonathan with Salt Lake Valley Chevrolet. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a good day.